And welcome back to my channel. So as promised, I'm here to do my meal plan and prep. Now, last time I did this, so many of you made comments and, said they enjoyed this type of video, so I thought I would go ahead and do it with you. So as I've shown before, I do my menu by each day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I write my grocery list over here from my menu. And, I take stock in my pantry and stuff. And then I write down some ideas for snacks for the week. And on this side over here, I write down like how much water. I consume water every day. And I start out with 8 ounces before breakfast. Before I eat or drink anything else, I do water. So what I thought I would do is kind of show you by the day. That way you can get the menu plan. And also, it's a little bit more organized for me. Alright, so I'm going to put you down here and we'll get started. Okay, so on the menu for Monday is for breakfast, bulletproof coffee, 3 eggs with butter. And then lunch is tuna salad. Now, I did a little bit of tuna salad for you guys last week, but I'll go ahead and show it to you again. So I used the dry tuna. I had this left over from last week, so I didn't have to buy any more. And I like this a little bit better. Now, I did find that making a bunch of it during the week, if you're not eating it all at one time, it was still good, but it lost some of its fresh taste to it. So I decided that I may not do that anymore. I may make it up individually. I'm not sure. But this is just 1 pack, and it's 1 serving. Okay. So I'm going to add an egg to that because I do like eggs in my, in my tuna salad. So I also got a comment about how I chopped it up last time, so I'm going to try not to do that this time. About chopping it in my hands. But now, I did forget to buy pickles from the grocery store this week, so I'm not putting any pickles in it. Just going to put my egg in there. And I'm just using 1 egg. Now, I've already boiled, I boiled 5 eggs for the week. Okay. And then I'm going to add and about a tablespoon of mayonnaise. Really thought I had some regular pickles here, but I didn't, so it's all good. I'm just going to add about a good tablespoon of mayonnaise. And just to kind of give it a little twangy taste or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and add just a tiny little squirt of mustard in here. Just a little bit. And then I'm just going to add, not even a half a teaspoon of onion powder. A little bit of pepper. And just a tad bit of salt. And I'm going to mix this all up. And this is my lunch for tomorrow. So that's done. And the reason I meal plan, even though I'm not working full time or anything right now, is because sometimes when you're tired or, you had a long day, you've been doing a lot of stuff, you don't feel like messing with it. And then that's when we eat off plan. Or eat stuff that's even maybe on plan, but not quite so healthy for us. So I like to plan ahead. Now for dinner on Monday night, I'm going to be having some shepherd's pie. Now to fix my shepherd's pie, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to brown this hamburger meat. It's 90% lean. The reason I got 90% lean, well, it was marked down for one thing. And another thing, it doesn't leave a whole lot of fat in the pan. So, I don't have to spend a lot of time draining it. And that saves a lot of time. So I'm just going to mix this up. And we're going to start browning this up. But before we do, I'm going to put some stuff with it. Now, I bought one onion. This one onion is going to last me over several recipes. I bought one big yellow onion, and it is huge. But like I said, it's going to last me over several recipes, because there's no way I'm ever going to put a big onion like this in a recipe just for me. So let me find my knife. Okay. So I'm just going to cut the top of it off. Whoops. Maybe. My knives need to be sharpened. And pull this off. Pull like that little first layer skin off. Okay, so I got that done. I'm leaving the root end on right now. And I'm going to slice my onion in half. Going to save that half. We're not going to be using that at all. And then I'm going almost to the end, but not quite to the end. See, this is a huge onion. And then I'm slicing down the middle of it. And then I'm just going to chop this up. This is going to cook with my hamburger meat. And really that's enough right there. So I'm going to put this over to the side. And I'm going to put that with my hamburger meat. Bring my pan back over here for a minute. So all this can cook together. Then I'm just going to add salt and pepper. And a little bit of garlic powder into the hamburger meat. And I'm going to brown that all up. And when we come back, I'll show you the rest of it. Okay, while the hamburger's grating, I thought I'd show you what I'd do with the rest of mine. Now, I chopped up that little tiny piece and made it diced. And I'm just going to put that in a little container. And I'm going to be making coleslaw one night, but just one serving. So that's all I need. The rest of this, I am going to put in a plastic baggie. This part right here is going in a plastic baggie by itself because it can go in some soup. Actually, let me do it this way. I'm going to cut it in half. The big half is going in here with this because I am going to be making a big pot of soup one night and I'm going to freeze it and what I don't eat. That's for that. And then this piece right here, I'm going to be making hamburger steak one night. And that can be sliced up for my little mushroom gravy. Mushroom and onion gravy for it. Now, I won't be doing the mushroom gravy for you obviously tonight. But I do have that recipe online. And I will link it below down in the description box. Okay, so my hamburger's almost done. But before that gets done, I have a bag of cauliflower. I'm going to go ahead and cook this in the microwave until it's nice and tender. And then this is part of the shepherd's pie recipe. This is why I really like meal prepping like casseroles and things. Because, you know, at the end of the day, who wants to pull all this stuff out and cook? So let me get this done. And we should have it ready to put together when we come back. Okay, I am back with our hamburger meat. And I decided I'm going to put some mushrooms in there. Not many, just a few. This is how I clean my mushrooms. I take a damp paper towel and wipe them off. Like I said, running them underwater is not really good. I also added 4 ounces of cream cheese into this. This is what's going to help put it together. Normally, when you make shepherd's pie, usually they put some kind of cream of something, cream of mushroom or cream of chicken in the hamburger meat, and I'm not going to do that. So I did 4 ounces of cream cheese. the cauliflower is still cooking. I'm just going to chop these up. And I'm just putting about 3 of them in there. 3 or 4. Because they're pretty good sized mushrooms. And I found buying them whole, maybe one more, buying them whole also saves money because you're paying for the convenience of somebody else doing what I just did in about 20 seconds. And that's, you know, just wiping them off and chopping them up. Okay. So I'm just going to put this back on the stove for a few minutes just to let them brown and until we fix our cauliflower mash. Okay, so here is our cauliflower. It's out of the microwave. And this is a handheld food processor. It's by Pampered Chef. It really is pretty cool. And I can get them chopped up. Now, of course, I can use the blender, and I have before. But with the blender, sometimes it turns it kind of mushy. Like it gets too mushy. Get that out of there so my little thing will go in there. Okay, and I can sort of look at and tell the consistency of it. There we go. So you just put this and we're going to chop, chop, chop like we're doing mashed potatoes. I'm just going to get them really, all those bits and pieces mixed up and everything. Just so I don't have any big pieces. I'm looking around in there. And you get a good workout despite everything. Okay, so to make my mashed potato part, or mashed cauliflower part, I want to say mashed potatoes all the time because, well, that's kind of what they are. I'm going to put them in here in a bowl. See, they're all finely chopped. It makes wonderful cauliflower rice and the food processor too. I don't have a regular food processor. I only have my handheld or my blender. And yes, I could probably get a smoother consistency with the blender, but you know, I'm okay with that. So I'm just mashing them a little bit more with my fork. And then I need to get another spoon. I'm going to add some sour cream, about a tablespoon or so. I'm just going to add a good tablespoon of sour cream, maybe a little bit more. Move that over there. And then I'm going to add some butter, of course, because if we were making mashed potatoes, we of course would add butter to it. Get that little piece of paper off of there. Throw that in there, maybe a little more, because our hamburger meat didn't have a lot of fat in it. Okay, so I'm just going to mix these two together. Should be hot enough to melt everything. And it already smells good. I love the way sour cream smells when you make mashed potatoes with sour cream. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so that's pretty smooth. Like I said, there's still a few little lumps in there, but I don't mind. I'm going to add some salt. Add a little pepper. Okay. Then I'm going to bring our pan back, our casserole dish over. And I'm going to spray this with some cooking spray. And then we're going to pour our meat in it. With our mushrooms and onions. Ooh, that smells so good. I wish it was tomorrow night. Alright. Now we are not quite through because usually you put carrots and peas or some kind of veggie in there. I have some green beans left over from dinner, and I'm going to put green beans in here because I'm not going to use carrots and that kind of stuff. It's just too much. Carrots is like eating candy. So, has lots and lots of sugar in it. Very high in carbs. So I'm just going to put those in there. Alright. I'm going to stir it up a little bit. And I will tell you, it is better to make your own cauliflower mash instead of buying them pre-made. Because I looked at today in the grocery store. Alright, 1 cup of this cauliflower is 3 carbs and 2 dietary fibers, so 1 net carb. Cauliflower mash already made up is 6 to 7 carbs and with just 1 gram of fiber. So it's a lot. And I don't know what they add to it, but they add stuff to it. So then we're going to mix this up, our pepper and stuff in there, and we're going to pour our mash on top. Another nice thing is you get all this done for the week, and you really only have 1 or 2 dishes. You do most of your dishes all week long. Okay? And we just spread that out over the top. Cover it up. Now everything is done in here. So the only thing I'm going to do when I get ready to bake this off is to put some Parmesan cheese on top. I'm not going to put it on there now because I don't want it to get soggy. So I'm just going to take one of my real wrap sheets that I get from the Dollar Tree and wrap this up and pop it in the fridge, and it'll be good to go. But I'm going to let it cool down first. So I'm going to put it back over here on the stove before it cools down. Alright, we are good to go, and Monday is checked off. Now, for the rest of the week. Okay, so Tuesday I'm going to have bacon and eggs for breakfast, leftover shepherd pie for lunch, and barbecue chicken with green beans. Now, I'm making barbecue chicken. I have chicken that's frozen, and you cook it from frozen, and then I bake it for about 25 minutes, and then I take it out of the oven. I spread barbecue sauce on it, and let me show you my barbecue sauce. I know I've showed this to y'all before, but I'm going to show it to you again. This is what I use, sugar-free barbecue sauce by G. Hughes. You can buy a whole line of products from G. Hughes at Walmart. You can get, hashtag not sponsored by the way, but I just love this. So barbecue sauce, they have honey mustard, they have ketchup, they have marinade sauces. I saw teriyaki, I saw lemon pepper, I saw honey ginger. I mean, just a lot of different things. They also have salad dressings too. So this is what I use. So I bake it about 25 minutes, take it out, and then spread barbecue sauce on top of it and put it back in and let it bake. And then I just heat up a little additional to dip my chicken in when it's cooked. So that is the prep for Tuesday. No, really prep, okay? Wednesday, I'm having bulletproof coffee, 3 eggs with butter. And then I'm going to make our roll-ups. Now, I made these for you last week. And these are the best ever. So, and they're real simple to make. This week, I'm varying it a little bit because I'm doing something a little different with them. They were a little dry when I had them last week. And I'm actually saving the bags that they come in. The roast beef and stuff comes in. Because I thought this would be a great storage bag. I'm having it for 2 meals. So I got 8 slices. Whoops. That one is a little bit... I tried to tell them not to make it so thin that it would tear. But, you know, it's okay. We can make it work. So all I'm doing for these this time, and I'm just going to show you one. I'm not going to torture you and make me do all of them. All I'm doing with this See? I knocked something over. I'm getting a little full over here. All I'm doing with these is taking just a tiny teaspoon, about a half a teaspoon of mayonnaise and putting it on here. Now my hands are clean. I've washed them while I was doing everything. And it doesn't matter anyway because I'm the only one eating it. And then taking a little bit of mustard, squeezing it on there. And then mixing the two together. Just to give it a little taste. And then taking my cheese. And then rolling them up. Now I love these. And I make 3 or 4 per lunch. So I'm going to go ahead and get these made. And I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, so I'm through. Man, they cheated me on that last 8th slice right there. They made it so darn little. Alright, so I'm going to put 4 in this bag. Squeeze all the air out. Because I'm having these 2 days for lunch. And I'm going to put 4 in this bag. And that one came unwrapped a little bit. Let's wrap it back up. Okay. So that is actually lunch for another couple of days done. I'm just pushing it all to the side, y'all. Alright. Clean up my mess here. I got a big trash bag over here in the sink, so I'm just throwing everything in the sink. Alright, so on Thursday, I'm having, on Wednesday, I'm having the beef roll-ups for lunch. And on Wednesday night, I'm having pork chops and cabbage. Now, I love cooked cabbage. It's one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. So, I am going to prepare this. Now, I bought one big, huge head of cabbage for partly my soup, and partly for my cooking cabbage with. And I am going to show you what I'm going to do. I am going to split this cabbage down the middle. Maybe. I probably should have used my bigger knife. There we go. And this part of the cabbage, I am not slicing up yet, because it is going to be for my soup. But I am not having that soup until a week from today. So I'm going to put that in, leave it on the stalk, because it stays better longer that way. And I'll put that in my vegetable crisper. Okay? Now this is for my cabbage that I'm going to be eating. And I'm just going to take my knife and run down the edges here. And down the middle right here. And I am going to take my core out. Because that is not good to eat. Except for this last few parts over here. Then I'm going to take my knife like this. And cut the leaves off. Then this is actually going in the trash. Like I said, I got a bag over here. And the other side of my sink for trash. And I'm just going to give it a rough chop. Because when you cook cabbage, like I fry my cabbage, and all that means is that I put about 1/4 of a cup of water in the bottom of a pan. And I don't know if it's really fried, but that's what my grandmother called it, fried cabbage. And then I put butter in my pan. And I cook it like that. So this is for my fried cabbage. So I'll cut those leaves off. I definitely need to sharpen my knife, because I sure can't buy no more right now. Alright. So So you don't really have to cut them up in small pieces, because when cabbage cooks, just like any greens, it cooks down. So you know, you're not, you might think it'd be in big pieces, but it won't be. Time you stir it around and stuff, and I know this looks like a whole lot, but trust me, it will not be a whole lot by the time we put it in the pan. Now I really don't, even though this is not the core, I don't like some of those hard pieces, so I probably won't put those in. Okay. Now, I know that looks like a lot of cabbage, doesn't it? Okay, there's my cabbage. So I'm just putting it into another Ziploc baggie. And that'll be ready to go in my food basket. Excuse me. For Thursday, I'm going to have bacon and eggs for breakfast. I am going to have egg salad. Now, for my egg salad, I am not going to, I've already cut some cheese up for snacks too. Sort of getting ahead of myself. I am not going to make the egg salad ahead of time. It's another one of those things, like, I just prefer to make it at the time, because it's just mashing up the eggs, add some mayonnaise. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I have 2 eggs left over for snack in case I want those one day. Alright, and then I'm going to have hamburger steak and broccoli for dinner. So on the hamburger steak, I'm not going to make that yet. On the hamburger steak, all I'm going to be doing is taking my hamburger and making patties. And then I will slice the rest of that onion that we have here for the mushroom gravy and fix the rest of my mushrooms. And we'll do it like that. On the rest of my mushrooms, we're going to take those and fix them like I would fix them. I take a paper towel and I stick in the bottom of my container. And you may ask why, and I'm going to tell you why. And that is because sometimes they get sweaty or whatever. If they do, they kind of turn yucky. And I don't want yucky mushrooms. So I'm just going to clean my mushrooms off here with a damp rag. And I only have a few left. That's why I bought the container. I'm going to go ahead and pull the stem off. I just bought a smaller container. But these are huge mushrooms. Normally I buy portobello, but they were kind of expensive. I'm guessing they're having a hard time getting some things in. And they are charging accordingly to it. So I just went ahead and bought the good old white mushrooms this time. Just making sure I get all the dirt off of those. Now, these mushrooms will not get slimy. That's the word I was looking for. Slimy. Because the paper towel is going to absorb all of the liquids. And then I'm going to fold another one and put it on top. Just like that. And these are nice little taters that came from the Dollar Tree as well. Alright, that's all the prep I'm going to do for the hamburger steak. So I already got my onions, I already got the mushrooms. On Friday, I'm going to have bulletproof coffee and eggs. I'm going to have roast beef roll-ups, which we've already done. And then I'm going to do pork stir-fry. On my stir-fry, all I'm doing is I'm going to be using my cabbage. I'm going to be using some onion and my pork chop that I showed in my grocery haul. All I do is thinly slice it up, and I'm going to wait till the day we do it. And then I'm going to put in half of this bag, or 3/4 of this bag. And I'm going to save 1/4 of this bag to make coleslaw for one night. So I'm not even going to bother to take this out, because sometimes when you open up the bags, it kind of goes bad faster. And then on Saturday, I am going to be having egg salad again for lunch, bacon and eggs for breakfast, and fish in my coleslaw for dinner, so I don't need to prep for that. And then on Sunday, I'm going to have bulletproof coffee and eggs for breakfast, my cabbage soup for lunch, and then baked chicken with veggies for dinner. On my soup, I will tell you how I make it. I take 1 can of petite diced sugar-free, no sugar added tomatoes. And you can find these at Walmart if you look closely. They're in the organic section. And they're still only 46 or 48 cents. This is what they look like. It's no sugar added. You take 1 of those. You take that, depending on how many servings you want to make, you take that half a head of cabbage that I already showed you just a few minutes ago. Then I'm going to take it's supposed to be 1 medium-sized yellow onion, but I had this huge one, so this will go for that. And then your meat, and I am using hamburger meat for that. I have another thing of hamburger in the freezer. That's why I only bought 2 this week. You brown your hamburger meat, then you add your cabbage, your tomatoes, and your onion. And then you add salt and pepper. And then I add a half a quart to 1 quart of beef broth. Bring that to a boil, let it simmer 10 minutes afterwards, and then it's done. Okay? So the only last thing I have to tell you about is my cucumbers. I am eating cucumbers for snack this week, so I'm just going to cut the ends off, and then I'm just going to peel part of it. I don't peel the whole cucumber. I don't want all the peeling on there, but I do peel some of it off, like that. And then I'm just going to slice them up and put them in a plastic baggie. I take one of my little containers and fill it up with ranch dressing, and boom, I have a snack. Okay, cucumbers done. I just sliced them up and put them in a plastic baggie and have my ranch dressing. This is about 3 to 4 times worth of snacking. Thank you so much for joining me today. Just to remind everybody, I divide all my meals and stuff between these 2 baskets here, and they go in my refrigerator, and it's all neatly and organized. So if you enjoyed this type of video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below in the comment section. And if you're not yet joined my channel, please do so by hitting that little subscribe button. Don't forget to tap bell so you can be notified each and every time I upload a new video. So don't forget to come back on Friday, where you'll probably see me in this outfit because I'll be making them tonight. I will be baking chocolate chip cookies for us for keto living. All right, guys, thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Bye.